What do you get when you combine heavy metal, action-adventure gameplay, and Jack Black? Well, you get 2009's Brutal Legend. Developed by Double Fine Productions and published by EA, it's a third-person action game that combines elements of real-time strategy and a heavy metal-inspired story mode. And after beating it after so many years, I can confidently say it's a damn good game. So let's get started. Alright, so the game opens up with a live-action intro of Jack Black talking to presumably us, the player. We walk into a record store and he shows us this mythical album called Brutal Legend. Starting the game, we are introduced to Eddie Riggs, who is the main character and is also voiced by Jack Black. He's backstage at a show where we meet these nameless characters in this nameless band that I'm pretty sure is supposed to be mocking nu metal.
I can fix anything, except that. I feel like you were born in the wrong time. Like you should have been born earlier.
Yeah, I think about that shit all the time. One of the band members climbs the stage and Eddie gets pissed, and it's here where the game will actually give you the option to censor all of the swearing, but hearing Jack Black cuss is just funny to me, so I left it on.
I told you not to climb on that, you stupid mother! Fucking piece of shit! You can't
Eddie saves the band member and in the process gets fucking crushed by the stage. His blood runs down his belt buckle and the stage comes to life, killing everybody, and then Eddie wakes up surrounded by demons. You can tell this game is not meant to be taken seriously. But this introduces us to the combat of this game. Combat is very hack and slash style, with Eddie having two main weapons, an axe that you use to do the melee attacks, and a guitar that sends down lightning, and it's a good ranged attack, and it's used to beat a lot of bosses. Only caveat being that there is a cooldown mechanic where the guitar gets too hot if you spam it. Now, by hitting both square and X, Eddie can do the earthquake move, which shakes the entire surrounding area. The combat is a point in this game that I think was actually done pretty well. Now, it's not hard to learn and get used to, but it's not like Devil May Cry, where there's free-flowing combos and you can link together moves and stuff like that, but it's not that bad. Another major part of this game is the open-world driving. Now, there are various vehicles that you can control during certain points of the game, but the main vehicle you will be using is the Deuce, and it kind of sucks. The driving isn't objectively terrible, but I felt it could have been handled a lot better. Feels a bit slippery at times, but it wasn't like terrible enough to make me have a personal feeling against it. Aside from the story, the biggest main part of the gameplay is probably the real-time strategy part. During certain sections of the story, there's a part where it's like a tower defense mode. You have to build your stage, and the enemy has their stage. You get merch boosts that builds the fans up, and fans are what build or buy your forces. You have the headbangers, the girls with the missiles, the healer, the brutes, and certain vehicles. Now, I don't play real-time strategy games at all, and I don't really have strategy for much of anything. But I really enjoyed this mode. It feels like two little armies having a small war. And the main goal is simple: destroy their fan boosts and the stage before they destroy yours. Now, simple concept, but as the game goes on, these do get kind of difficult. And while we're on the topic of that, this game, while not being necessarily hard, I did have to drop the difficulty at certain points. But this isn't the game issue, this is just me being terrible at it. My only complaint is how much it's used in the game. It's sometimes being back-to-back missions. But for people who enjoy tower defense games and strategy games, I think this is right up your alley. But I think the main thing that this game has going for it is its story and its characters. We've talked about Eddie, but now let's talk about the characters that are that fight along Eddie. There's Ophelia, a love interest for Eddie, and siblings Lars and Lita Helford. Which, yes, I thought the rest of Lita, because of course I did, fuck off. Lars and Lita are the leaders of a human resistance fighting against one of the game's villains, General Lionwhite, which is the most 1980s name I've ever heard of. And his design complements that. And it's not an insult, by the way, that hair is fucking immaculate. Lionwhite is voiced here by Judas Priest frontman Rob Halford. Various other musicians appear and play characters. Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead plays the Killmaster, Lita Ford plays Lima, and the Guardian of Metal, who was played by Ozzy fucking Osbourne.
Well, it's about fucking time. Not bad. Looks like you figured out the instructions okay.
Oh, and he also plays a bat in a side mission, which is the greatest thing ever.
You got a problem, Bat?
Yeah, I got a problem. I got a problem with you attacking my family. Now get fucking lost or I'll bite your fucking head off.
I like how they got the actual musicians themselves to play caricatures of themselves, we'll say. I think it really adds to the story. And speaking of story, I'm about to spoil the halfway to the end point of this game's story. So if you are planning on playing this game or have never beat it, go ahead and skip ahead. I'll give you a sec. Okay, you gone? Alright, so after defeating Lion White, we meet the real villain, Emperor Diviculus, who is voiced by Tim Curry. He's searching for someone named Sakuria. Lars tries to confront Diviculus and gets stabbed for it, and dies. Both Lita and Lars blame Ophelia, which is kind of unfair, to be honest. It's revealed before this that Lita doesn't exactly trust her because of her connection to the Black Tea Rebellion. What's the Black Tea Rebellion? Basically a war that Ophelia's parents fought in. That's basically the explanation they give. 3 months later, all is well until Eddie and crew are ambushed by a young thug and a new army. We get a tower defense and then leave. Coming across a bridge, we run into a freshly heel-turned Ophelia, who promptly destroys the bridge. Basically, the reason she looks like this is due to her jumping into the sea of black tears.
Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head? Oh, Mr. Crowley.
But she's not even the main problem. Eddie, Lita, and the Baron all get captured by these kiss-looking chicks. It's revealed that Eddie was actually sent to the past and his father was a great warrior from that time period. That's right, we get a swerve. This is time travel. After all of that, you defeat Ophelia and break through her forces. She runs off to the Sea of Black Tears, where you have one final stand against Ophelia, until Emperor Dickhead shows up. It turns out that Sakuria has nothing to do with Ophelia. Sakuria is Eddie's mom. That's right, a swerve at the end that I honestly didn't see coming. Speaking of swerves, who booked this shit, Vince Russo? Oh, and Diviculus kills Ophelia and steals her heart. We get one final tower defense, which definitely took me a couple tries. This was very difficult. Your team needs to weaken two sides of the tower and drive into them. Only thing is, Diviculus' crew is OP. Okay, we finally took care of that. Now I need to fight Diviculus, and it's pretty easy. Like, underwhelmingly easy in my opinion. Once you figure out that you need to shock him when he's on his chains, you can just wail on him until the cutscene starts. Eddie saves the real Ophelia, and happy ending. The story is actually really good, and it is pretty short, however, but I won't say that's bad, because even I enjoy a short game from time to time. Alright, story over, you can come back. One of the strongest components of this game is its soundtrack. It goes all the way from Black Sabbath to Static X and Marilyn Manson. Now, longtime viewers of this channel will know that I primarily enjoy hip-hop and R&B. I like some select bands, but I came into this game as a very casual metal fan. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed the hell out of this soundtrack. Walking through a jungle while Diary of a Madman blares is pretty damn cool in my opinion.
Lord.
Hey, Eddie, can we get moving?
I 100% added the majority of the songs that were in this game onto my playlist. Now, at the time of this review, Double Fine made the game free on PC for 666 minutes recently. This has ended now when you're seeing this video, but at the time of writing this was still going on. I reviewed this on PlayStation 3, and it runs good with some frame drops here and there. If you haven't played this game before, I recommend it. And with that being said, my final verdict for Brutal Legend is a 8 out of 10. Really good and really fun game in my opinion. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed this, consider doing the YouTube stuff and check out some of my other reviews. I cover everything from the WWE games to recently Grand Theft Auto 4.